Alright folks, God Night again with another Theros post pre-release update. This is the deck that I placed top 8 with, 6th place. I'm going to go ahead and break it down. It's a blue-black deck. Launch right into it. My land base was pretty simple. I went with 9 islands and 9 swamps. A lot of people say that might be too much land, but this is a slow format. A lot of people, better to have more land and then, and not need it than not have enough land. Especially with devotion, just nice to have it. Right into the enchantments, I was rocking 3 Scourge Marks. It's a 2-mana enchant that when it enters the battlefield I get to draw a card, so basically it replaces itself, which I like, and I give the creature +1/+0, which I was taking advantage of on my my heroic ability cards. Griptide, it's a 4-mana that allows me to 4-mana instant that allows me to bounce a creature when my opponent controls it, put it back on top of its owner's library. So, really kind of a nice little way to save myself some trouble and get rid of some of those monsters cards. Because, believe it or not, a lot of people weren't having trouble getting those monsters cards out and making them monstrous. Boon of Erebos, wasn't a fan of this, but it was more for the heroic card. Lost in the Labyrinth. Sort of a -3/-0 when I get to scry one. Use that against my opponent. Varika's Cure, for anyone who had any aggro decks. Does 2 damage to a creature and I gain 2 life. Triton Tactics. 1 mana, target up to 2 creatures, give them +0/+3 to end a turn, and untap those creatures. And basically it's a lot of dialogue text, but you can read it. 1 Traveler's Amulet for a little bit of fixing. Go right into the creatures. 2-drop I was using Artisan of Forms. I like this card. Someone had a, a 10/10 creature, or something they made monsters. The green one that I forget what how it worked, but it was equal. Like their power was, or their cost was equal was -1 for every creature having a graveyard. So you could pay like 2 mana for a 5/5. They'd made it monstrous, so I had actually copied it, made a 10/10, and then bounced the creature back to their library. Pretty sick. Thassa, God of the Sea. Honestly, she didn't really see any play. Every time I brought her out, people were like, hell no, and got rid of her immediately. 2 Agents of the Fates. Let me tell you, this card earned its paycheck. I mean, I love these 2 guys. They did so much work for me. Basically, I'd put them out, I'd just start putting enchants on them, or targeting them with spells. Oh, I would just clear the board. So much fun. Nimbus Naiad. I love this. It was 4 mana for a 3 mana for a 2/2 flyer, or 5 mana for a 2/2 flyer enchant. That gave me a creature after it died. Loved this card. It was nasty, and no complaint about that. Mogis Marauder. It was a 3 mana that had Devotion to Black, and the Devotion gave X creatures haste and intimidate when it came out. I pulled it out. Really didn't get much use out of it. I suppose it was all right. Just. I got into a dispute with someone about the way this card worked, and it was just more of a headache than anything. But it worked, but it didn't work as well as I would have liked. Triton Fortune Hunter, 3 mana, 2/2 that with heroic, whenever it becomes target of a spell, I get to draw a card. Great for letting me get cards. Opaline Unicorn, a little fixing creature for 3 mana. Basically, I put that and Traveler's Amulet in here just in case I ended up with more islands or more swamps. Return Centaur, a 4 mana 2/4 that basically mills the top 4 cards of your opponent. And let me tell you, people underappreciate cards like this, because when you mill your opponent out for 4 cards, that can really screw them over, and that was the case with these guys. Cavern Lamped, 4 mana for a 2/2 with Intimidate, or 6 mana for a 2/2 Intimidate, enchantment, which was fair, but it was more or less for the heroic creatures. Horizon Scholar, 6 mana 4/4 that lets me scry 2 when it enters the battlefield with flying. Evasion creatures are always good. And then Aberrant Overlord, 7 mana 6/6 that gives me my Devotion to Black and 1/1 Black Harpy creatures with flying. So this is the deck that I placed 6th with. It did the job. Honestly, I was carried on the backs of the Centaurs and the Agent of the Fates. Everything else played a part. Nimbus Naiad did its part too. I gotta give credit to that. But this is my deck tech. I hope you guys enjoyed it. For those going out tonight, good luck. For those who went, hope you had a good time. God Night, signing out.